Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously like not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sotto che cosa felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there, welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason. That's Ben. That's our janky clock. It's not even really 96 seconds. It's a little off, like a lot of things in life. Like there you go. You want to see some pipes? Look at that, Ben. You like that? That's what's above the monitor there. Is that called, that's like taking you behind the scenes.
That is behind the scenes, yeah. That's a good point.
Behind the scenes at Wanna Bet.
Yes.
Where I can't hear Ben. I don't know what's going on.
You can't hear? Check.
It fades in and out. I got you. It's me, not you. Like everything else that's wrong about this show. It's me, not you. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We do this 7 days a week. First, second, third down, 3 favorite plays of the day. Fourth down and overtime, we try to get a little funky for you guys. Something to get you paid quickly in a game, like, I don't know, first period of the U.S. hockey game today, where we see value. Sometimes it's fourth and long shot bets or long-term bets like futures, and sometimes it's just weird. Freaky-deaky. Overtime, we give you at least one parlay from each of us every day on the show. Overtime used to be very early incarnations of the show, a chance to discuss some things, talk some things over.
Soon.
Perhaps we pivot back to that, Beltway Ben,
Soon.
as we are losing betting inventory here. Only, I think it's 1 month, basically, till Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
In college
Very
hoops.
Cool. Very exciting. Yeah. Tournament
later.
starts at 20th, 19th, 17th, 18th.
As the specials once sang, it's later than you think. Last night, had some good, had some bad. Look, we came a point shy from Harden and a rebound shy of Josh Allen from having from Jared Allen from having a monster night. It did turn out to be a blowout. I think their minutes, at least in terms of their all-out minutes, Beltway Ben suffered. The fourth quarter was kind of a sleepy walkthrough for both those guys. I don't know. Allen not getting 10 rebounds is kind of unfathomable. Part of it was positioning. Part of it was I think he got lazy in the second half, and you're seeing, George get offensive rebounds and Jared Allen kind of, lollygagging. A couple times he left the low post where if he just stays there, it's an easy rebound. But I think ultimately, Beltway Ben, when I think about what cost us this game more than anything else, I think it's Sam Merrill going absolutely bonkers from three, because Harden just started tossing it to him early, and I said he's going to get a lot of assists off threes, and he did, but Merrill wasn't missing. So that's great. It got us over the Harden assist, but we were basically at 8 assists from Harden almost in the first quarter. The problem was he just wanted to keep passing the ball to Merrill and bounce passes and all this stuff. He only took 4 shots, and the final shot was a no-chance, off-balance three-pointer just for the hell of it. So thank God he hit his foul shots, but we still come up. He only made 1 field goal. So we come up short there by a point, which would have really hurt. But I think a lot of it was Merrill going off from 3. And then where Merrill going off from 3 also hurt us was he never missed. And those are offensive rebound opportunities for Jared Allen that never materialized because they were on the court together pretty much all the time. And Merrill never missed. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. To get so close is what's frustrating. I thought for sure we were going to cash. We're texting. I'm like, oh, we're in a good spot, but you needed him to go on a run. But as Jason said, I guess thankfully, if Jared Allen gets one more board and we lose on James Harden not scoring one more point, it would have been a true kick to the nuts. I don't know how I would have been able to take that. But no, you're watching it and you're like, Harden points was the last thing I was worried about. Dude gets to the free throw line with regularity. I didn't think
Right.
that'd be an issue. But as you said, Merrill having 22 points in 13 minutes. I mean, he subs in for 4 minutes in the first quarter and knocks down a few threes, and then goes for 17 in the second quarter. And Harden, of course, could just sit out. And that's the only
Yeah.
thing with the Wizards. We got to be careful, and then not here. I mean, I fully like that play. But like random dudes can get theirs against the Wizards. Like
Yeah.
it's just what it is. So when you're taking player props against the Wizards, again, it's just we got to be selective, I guess, just because anybody could go off, really. And again, to be quite honest with you, I think that was a perfect read of the game. The fact that Jared Allen finishes on 9 is complete BS, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we were pretty good in soccer yesterday. We got hurt. Crystal Palace is up 2-0 in the 40th minute. And I'm doing my radio show and I've got the games on my laptop, but I was watching more the Man City one, 3-0 at the half. Amen for that. And then I look back over and somehow Burnley scored 3 times at like the end of the first half. I'm like, what? Burnley could go a month in the Prem without scoring 3 goals in a game. 3 goals in 5 minutes? And then Palace bosses the second half, but unlucky. A lot of rain in England yesterday. Some sloppy play, bad field conditions. We really felt good about Palace beating Burnley. Everybody beats Burnley. Again, a weird 5-minute stretch, including the own goal in first half injury time. I'm like, this is going to be what keeps us from hitting a nice banger parlay, and it was. Beltway Ben, anything else about last night you'd like to add?
Yeah, no, I had a monster night. We go down 7 units the other day, one of the worst days I've had on the show. And then yesterday we finished up above 6. We cashed the plus 421 parlay. James Harden, 10 plus assists, DeRozan, 15 plus points, and Paolo Banchero, 15 plus points. That got us plus 421. We also gave out USC Ohio State over 150.5 at minus 110 late. The Harden to have an assist in the first 3 minutes. I told you guys, I thought it could be early with Jared Allen pick and roll, and that's exactly what it was. Allen gets the bucket for us. Harden's 7.5 assists and the Cavs on the money line offset the loss of the one we tailed you on. So it was a very
and
great
I tailed you on that one. So so that was a wash. But man,
could have been double and plus 5.
Yeah, again, I'm glad Jared Allen in hindsight had 9, because if Harden ends up with 13, I would really be punching myself in the face
bad
right now.
It would be really bad.
Yeah. All right, let's get to today's plays. NBA, tricky wicket right now. And this is a big number, and this is another one where it could be a discard situation. I hate to even bring it up, but I jumped this at 237.5 yesterday when it populated. It's now at 239.5, juiced a little bit in our favor. Blazers Jazz over minus 106. These teams have played twice this season already. One went over by 34.5. One went over by 11.5. The Jazz are over in 10 of their last 14 home games. The Jazz at home have allowed 114 points or more in like 17 of their last 19 at home. 14 times they've allowed 122 or more at home. Portland's over in 5 straight. Why? Because they don't play defense anymore. They've allowed 115 points or more in 7 straight games. I think Utah got the memo, Ben, about the just blatant tanking and the just absolute manipulation of how they use their starters. I'm guessing we'll see that carry over to this one. Portland has to start winning games. And Utah went under in their last home game, Beltway Ben. They have not gone under in 2 straight home games all season. So we're going over.
Yeah, and to your point about Utah, the blatant taking, they just made up a knee surgery for Jaren Jackson. Just kidding. I hope everything goes well with that surgery, but it is weird. Maybe they knew he had the knee injury, but the way that things have been going, I was to see the knee surgery.
Something, huh?
Yeah, they may have just cleared a little bit of stuff out of there. But first down. Listen, I have a number of NBA. I'll be honest with you. Today's slate, I don't love at all in the slightest. There are usually some of these small slates. Sometimes are better for me because I feel like I dive more into some of these things and feel it. But I'm not feeling that here. I'll be honest with you. But I do have a number of plays because there are a few long shot plus money things that we're going to get to. But for this, I'm taking a shot with the USA men's hockey team. We're going to go Brady Tkachuk, 1+ first period shot on goal, then 3+ shots on goal for the whole game. Eichel to record a point and no overtime at -123. Bunch of things parlayed here, just -123. I threw no overtime in because I don't see them having an issue. I would be lying if I told you I fully dove into
Sure.
to hockey. I mean, I do watch hockey. I follow it, of course. But I'd be lying if I told you I knew a ton. I do know that both of Latvia's goalies are NHL players, right? It's not like these Latvia guys are nobodies.
But they're not good NHL.
No, but they're still NHL players. We just saw yesterday. You want to talk not what happened yesterday? I know Switzerland ended up winning, but like that Italy or
Slovakia effed me. I mean, the Slovakia keeper had stood on his head, 40-some saves.
No,
they killed my Finland back.
Yeah, no. So I do think that the goalies will be able to be in there, and we don't have a complete blowout. But again, Brady Tkachuk, 1+. He's on the first line. He should be able to get us one early in that game, and I think he'll get us 3. Eichel, he has a .37 of 50 NHL games. He's another guy. He's on the first power play unit. If he can get one there, that would be nice. But this is a guy, I don't need a goal, right? He's good with assists. We know hockey assists are much better to us than NBA assists. I wish they could change that around a little bit. But no, I think Eichel will do fine. I think Tkachuk, the shots on goal thing, I mean, this is juice. We throw in a lot of juice stuff here to get us a fair number, but all of this stuff is realistic. When you look at when USA's played together before in the Nations Classic and all those things, we've seen these things cash. So against Latvia, again, not very good team. I think USA will control the puck. And I think it could be one of those situations, 35, 40+ shots on goal for the US. And I think these guys play a big role in the win today. So Brady Tkachuk, 1+ first period shot on goal, 3+ shots on goal in the full game. Eichel to record a point and no overtime, -123.
Excellent. I will have more on that game in fourth and short. Second down, college hoops. We'll go with Vermont plus money to cover at Binghamton. We've been fading Binghamton in some select spots. And this is one where I know, like, for a team. You're talking about one of the better teams in the American Beast against one of the worst. Binghamton, -9.3 scoring differential per game in conference play. We've got a Vermont team that is the number 2 rebound margin team in the conference. They are the number 1 3-point shooting team in the conference. We've got a Binghamton team that's the second worst 3-point defense in the conference, second worst rebounding team in the conference. I don't know, man. I mean, Binghamton's struggling to score 60 points a game. I think Vermont can get to 75 here. I know in the first meeting it was an under game, a little lower scoring. I think Vermont's going to run and gun here. Vermont's covered 4 of their last 6 games. I like them. And then we're also going to lay 7.5 with UNC Wilmington, the best team in the CAA, hosting Elon. I don't know, man. UNC's winning by 5.1 per game. UNC taking care of Charlotte. They've beat the big boys. Their average margin of victory at home is 15 points. This is obviously half of that. Elon cannot defend at all. Elon wants to run and gun. They haven't been scoring as much lately, and that's been a big problem for them. Elon's covered 2 of their last 11 games, 1 of their last 5 on the road. They need to get to 80 to have a chance. I don't think they're getting close to 80 against a UNC Wilmington team that's too good, too deep, and has too much size for them. I think the Seahawks win, frankly, by 10 or more points.
I almost got there on their point total, 79.5, but it felt a little big. I don't know. I was just kind of looking. Elon's allowed 80+ points in almost every damn road game they played.
Yes.
I was looking at it, but didn't quite get there. Here though, second down. We're gonna play Denny Avdia double plus 320. It's the best odds that I could find. Last time they matched up, 33 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Now you can tell me, well, that was before the minutes restriction, right? Oh, actually he played 29 minutes in that game because he didn't play the fourth quarter. There was a blowout. So we got 2 rebounds away and 1 assist away. We're gonna get to a triple-double in a little while, but I think he gets a double-double just 2 games ago with this minutes restriction. 26, 10, and 8. With everything that they have going injury-wise and, Shaden Sharp questionable, whatever's going on there. I know Scoot Henderson just came back. Denny still demands the basketball, gets his hands on rebounds all the time, and Klingon, he doesn't play enough minutes to, terrify me on the glass, and he's been down a little bit lately, right? There was times where he was going for, 19, 17, 14 in a few straight games. It's been down a little bit more.
Klingon's hitting the wall.
Yeah. Denny's aggressive. We know that he's a pretty prideful guy on the court. He wants to get those assists. He wants to get those rebounds and stand out in the PRA markets. 10+ points will be the least of our worries. We just need him to either grab 10 boards or get 10 assists. And you're facing a Jazz team. We talked about it at the beginning. Jaren Jackson's getting knee surgery. Keontae George, he's questionable. If he plays, to be quite honest with you, I'll feel great. He doesn't play any defense. He helps them offensively, and that should keep the game closer to get us fourth quarter minutes from Denny. But I don't know, just the Jazz defense, as good as it's been of late, they've played better basketball. It's not there. They're still dealing with injuries, and I don't know that they're going to be able to shut down a Trailblazers team. Again, these are 2 different teams. One team is straight up banging the table telling you, we are tanking. We don't want to win. Meanwhile, the other is trying to get there, and they're close. They have a few pieces. They're trying to figure it out. Denny being healthy means a lot to them. So, and they're 26 and 29. You're not catching the Jazz, the Wizards, any of these teams if you're really trying to tank. So here I think they're going to play to win. And I also do have the Trailblazers in almost every parlay that I put in of this morning.
If you're an Apple bottom or a Spotify or you're about to hear some commercials and you missed me, Meaty, we're with you on this one. Beltway Ben, we are going to jump on this. I honestly didn't look at player props in that game. I should have, but there's a lot going on. And I figured you might be on that game. And we like Denny double-doubles. Hop Zeit! All right. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that commercial interlude. A couple of college over-unders that I like and some familiar faces. We like Portland State. We like Portland State on the road. We like Portland State and Northern Arizona to go under 134.5. Portland State, vice grips defense, and it travels. Great on the road. Portland State's under in 6 of their last 7. They're 6-3 to the under on the road in conference. The first meeting between these teams produced 115 points. I'm not sure we're getting under 120 again, but I'm also not entirely betting against it. Northern Arizona is a broken team. They're 330th in the country in pace. The only way they score, literally the only way they score, is from behind the arc. Portland State's a top 23-point defense in the nation. They don't want to run either. They're a top 50 overall KenPom defense. We think that game can honestly be played around, I think 60 points wins that game. Again, it's quite possible. 65, I think definitely wins that game. And then Denver Pioneers over. Look, I don't know. We don't have that much time left. But wait, Ben, there's only a couple weeks left in the college basketball regular season. South Dakota at Denver. The Pioneers, if you are not keeping score, 19-3-1 to the over this season. The first game between these two produced 165 points. Denver is 8-3 to the over in conference play. Denver at home, 8-0 to the over. All of those games are over by at least 7.5 points. All 8 of those Denver home games have produced at least 159 points. South Dakota State, they're 6-4 to the over in conference play. They've gone over 3 of their last 5 on the road. We're looking at a Denver team that's 357th out of 365 teams in KenPom defense, and South Dakota State is outside the top 220 in overall defense. Points, Ben.
Yeah, for me, we're going to a very familiar face. You don't have to watch much NBA to know who we're going to here. LeBron James, and we're going to play him two different ways. Well, actually three when we get to fourth and long.
We think he's playing tonight. I mean, we sure he's playing?
Yeah, the left foot arthritis has passed him, I think. So he sat out yesterday.
Okay.
He's going to play today, or 2 days
Gotcha.
ago. Sat out 2 days ago, the back-to-back. So he's going to play. Go look at what he's done without Luka Doncic, right? 2 straight games, 16 rebounds and assists, and 17 rebounds and assists. And he's had double-doubles in 3 straight. I think he's going to get over this number here against a Mavericks team who is bottom 3 in opposing rebounds, bottom 3 in opposing assists, and bottom 3 in opposing points. LeBron is like he's definitely a prideful dude, but at this point in his career, he's fine not scoring 30 points. If you watch him play, he'll drive to the bucket, and it looks like he can get there. Oh, no, I'm throwing it out for the 3. And for this type of prop, I'm fine with that. I love that. I trust taking that. I know he scored 20-plus in 2 straight, and they need him to score without Luka. He'll get his, right? He probably will score somewhere from 15 to 22 points. But I do like the rebounds and assists given what he's done lately. And because of that, we're going to play a double-double at good value. Plus 125 for a double-double. This is an amazing value, but he's had a double-double in 3 straight games. When you take Luka off the court, the assists aren't fully there. Austin Reeves, still on a minutes restriction. I know we got up to 29 minutes. I think he's going to be able to get it going scoring. But that also helps us a little bit with LeBron assists. I know Reeves can add his assists as well. But outside of those two, Marcus Smart is more of a 2-dribble and get rid of the ball guy now at this point in his career and give you more defensively, as he always has. I don't know. I just like LeBron for a double-double again. And you know me, like I don't tail a lot of trends. Usually I kind of go away from them. But 3 straight without Luka, that means something to me. We're going to get to his triple-double in just a minute because I think he could get there here tonight.
Excellent. 4th and short. USA. USA. We like the U.S. to score twice in the first period, 2 or more, not just twice. 2 or more goals in the first period today against Latvia, plus 100 at DraftKings. Look, if you look at how this game is priced, it's like minus 165 for there to be a goal in the first 10 minutes. There's a pretty good chance that the U.S. gets off to a flying start here. They're deep. This group plays attack-minded hockey. The overriding strength of a really good roster is their ability to score and score in creative ways and score on the forecheck and grind you down and work the walls. Latvia has a tradition of keepers standing on their head, going back to Arturs Urbe. They don't have that guy in net now. 2014 Sochi, they had that guy. I don't think it looks like the backup for Columbus is going to be going here. He's got an 888 save percentage and a 350 goals against in the NHL, and that's playing against a lot of lesser teams. He's getting the best of the best international team in the world right now, and a team that I think has seen what's going on in some of these other games and are going to be intent to come out like a house of fire and score once. And if they score in the first 10 minutes, because I don't think that's Latvia, I think the floodgates could open. This is a situation where if the Latvia keeper can't keep them off the board the first 8-10 shifts of this game, I think he's in a world of hurt. I've read some interviews he's done. I don't think he's super confident. I don't think he's got a world-class defense in front of him. And this is a U.S. team that is coming off a great performance in the Four Nations a year ago. I like a hot start here. Maybe it's Chuck. Maybe it's Eichel, one of Beltway Ben's guys.
Yeah, hopefully. Don't take the women's goat because she let me down. But I should have took her against Canada. Much better value.
Yeah.
Whatever. That happens. 4th and long. We have 2 triple doubles that we're playing at a half unit for both.
For an NBA card, you didn't like that much.
I know. But I just chased a lot of value. And again, I probably am going to be kicking myself for playing as much stuff as I did. I'm telling you, I did not like much. Again, for the listeners, the viewers, do not hammer anything I gave out. Again, we treat them as 1 unit plays, but this slate, as I said, it's weird. It's 1 day before the NBA All-Star break. I don't know how pumped these guys are for these games, but it is what it is. But half unit on both these. We're going to play LeBron James for a triple-double at plus 950 and Denny Avdia at a triple-double at plus 3,000. Listen, I'm perfectly fine putting half unit on that. LeBron is the one that's probably a little bit more realistic because he's not going to be on a minutes restriction and he's been inches away. And you have no Luka Doncic, who's been a pretty not regular triple-double, but he gets more triple-doubles than most guys in the NBA. LeBron is due for one of those, right? We've talked about it on the show. We've chased it a few times with him. I wanted to play it the other night. Of course, he ends up getting ruled out. So I'm going to go to it here. Luka's going to be back after the All-Star break. And listen, I talked about LeBron being prideful. He knows that, and he knows the stats are going to add up a lot more when you have no Luka Doncic compared to when he's on the court. I like the spot for him a lot here against a Dallas team who I just mentioned. Bottom 3 in opposing rebounds, bottom 3 in opposing assists. And now you're taking Cooper Flag off the court. The Lakers haven't been blowing a team out without Luka, right? When Luka's out there, I could see them blowing the Mavs out, but I don't know that LeBron gets a 0 minutes there in the fourth quarter, especially with how his minutes are spaced out and JJ Redick usually starting him in the fourth quarter. We should, even if it's a 15 to 20 point game, we still should at least get 5 minutes from LeBron as he usually plays to start that quarter. And then Denny, listen, was inches away the other night, right? 2 games ago, was just 2 away. Taking a shot, right? He's had a few this season. He's a guy that is prideful, as I said, with LeBron. If you watch him, and I know this closely from Washington, Denny, when he would start adding some of these stats up, you'd see him shoving a guy out of the way to go get a rebound. And there's guys like that in the NBA. And I think we could see that here with him tonight. I'm not scared about the assists against a Jazz team whose defense is worse than their last 6 games, especially with Jaren Jackson now being off the court and dealing with some of the injuries they are. I think Denny will get us 10 assists and 15 plus points. We need the rebounds. And with Klingon all of a sudden coming down a little bit, playing a little less minutes, only grabbing 8 and 9 boards in his last 2 games, there should be some there for Denny to grab. Hopefully he can get us here right before the All-Star break. Very good player. Triple-double plus 3,000. Again, half unit on both of these, but a cash here would be pretty great.
Excellent. I have 2 parlays. We'll start with the footy. Final game of the midweek Premiership slate. We've got FA Cup matches exclusively this weekend. We like Arsenal to beat Brentford at Brentford and there to be under 3.5 goals, under 4 goals, however you want to look at it, in the match. Look, Arsenal 7-3-2 on the road, 18 goals scored, just 9 conceded. The Gunners have allowed the fewest road goals in the Premiership. They've kept a clean sheet in 6 of their 12 on the road. We thought about playing this to nil, and you can get plus 170. Did I say plus 137 at the 365 Spotifyers? If I didn't, I did now. You can get plus 170 to nil, and I went back and forth on this. Ultimately, I went under the 4 goals. But again, Arsenal, 6 of their 12 matches, they have kept a clean sheet on the road. Only 3 of Arsenal's 12 road matches have produced 4 or more total goals. Brentford, they score a lot at home. I get that. They do a lot of it through Thiago. They do a lot of it through bully ball. Arsenal center backs can bang with them. I think Arsenal healthier now. At this stage of the season, content to win this one, 1-0 or 2-0, something like that. But because Thiago is so prolific and he draws a fair amount of penalties, and they can score off a long throw-in and stuff in the box, I am a little worried about them getting 1. I don't think they're getting 2 or 3 against an Arsenal side that, again, is playing a little prettier football lately. But at their heart, this is a workmanlike, go on the road, get the points, keep it simple, stupid. Somebody like Martinelli now on the bench, coming in, a little more physicality, the midfield late. If you are nursing a 2-1, 1-0, 2-0 lead, something like that. And we get it. Brentford have only lost twice at home, but we saw Man City do what we thought they were going to do yesterday. They're within 3 points of the Arsenal. The Arsenal will need a win here. I think they get it. And then a college basketball parlay. UNC Wilmington, Portland State, San Francisco, and Oral Roberts. On the money line, plus 190 at the Bet 365 was the best I saw it. We covered Wilmington. We covered Portland State. Like Northern Arizona is not a very good team. San Francisco is hosting Oregon State. Oregon State, not a very good team. San Francisco, pretty darn good at home. They're a prohibitive favorite. And then Oral Roberts is playing the Roos. They're playing UMKC. Enough said.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 2 NBA parlays. One is something that I had my first 3 downs early yesterday and then just moved it to overtime with me playing a few big plus money plays with Danny and LeBron. So I just moved this to overtime. Same game parlay, same team. Max Christie, 15 plus points. Najee Marshall, 4 plus assists, plus 192. To be quite honest with you, I was going to give out both of these as official plays by themselves. Instead, I'll try to get plus 192 for both of them to cash. If we lose one, I'm fine with it. It's not the end of the world because both are juiced, right? Minus 140, somewhere around there for both of them. I didn't want to be down 2.8 units on 2 different plays. So we're going to, again, chase plus 192 because I think both of these things are very possible to happen. Max Christie, revenge game. When they last faced off, 20 plus points was getting it going. He's faced a lot of these guys. I love my revenge spots. So there's a pretty good chance that he can get to 15 there. Najee Marshall, 4 plus assists has been something you'll know early on where it's going, right? A lot of these games he's finished with 1 assist, but he has been able to get to 4 in a number of games. And if you look at when Cooper Flagg's been out, he's over this in 2 of his last 3 without Flagg. Flagg brings the ball up the court a lot. And you also have Bryce Williams, a lot of different guards that'll do it. But if you look at the time that Flagg spends on the bench, Najee Marshall is controlling the rock, handling the ball, and he's been a guy that we've seen be able to climb to 4 assists. I say that he's finished with 1 a lot, but in games where he doesn't get 1, he gets 4 or 5 or 6. Like, he can get there. So in a spot against the Lakers who aren't tremendous defensively, I think Najee could get us 4 plus assists, and Max Christie could get it going. So Christie, 15 plus points, Najee Marshall, 4 plus assists, plus 192. Now, the other parlay, Austin Reeves, 20 plus points, Aaron Wiggins, 10 plus points, and the Trailblazers on the money line, plus 106. Austin Reeves is the big play here. Trailblazers a little bit, minus 320 as a toss-in, but I don't see them losing, especially with no Jaren Jackson. I know you didn't have to worry about him in the fourth quarter, but the first 3, he was playing damn good basketball. And it does look like a pretty good trade for the Jazz right now. I'm taking Austin Reeves for 20 plus because I feel pretty good about him. The Mavs are allowing more shot attempts than anybody else in the NBA over their last 6 games. Austin Reeves can get to the bucket, can beat you from deep. Very, very good free throw shooter. We know if there's a tech or a defensive 3 seconds, whatever, he'll be the one at the free throw line shooting it. And he did get up to those 29 minutes last game. Do we see him creep into the 30s here right before the All-Star break? Maybe. But even at 29 minutes, right? He's under this in 2 straight. But the game before that, he scored 20 plus and played just 23 minutes. Aaron Wiggins, listen, Jalen Williams got hurt last night. SGA's out. Aaron Wiggins is a bucket. Anybody knew that from his time at Maryland. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And a little surprising to see it, but he's always had the NBA game that other guys in Maryland maybe didn't. He can score it from deep. He can get you to the bucket. And he's also playing very confident right now when you have some of the stars out because he plays minutes with the stars, right? It's not like a guy who you're throwing off the bench just for a few games with nobody out there. No, when SGA's played, like last year, we saw him score 40 plus points in a game with SGA on the court. So Wiggins should be able to get his 10 with ease. The Bucks aren't anything special defensively. Austin Reeves, 20 plus points. Aaron Wiggins, 10 plus points. And the Trailblazers on the money line, plus 106.
Excellent. You guys can always email us at wannabetwithus at gmail.com. We appreciate the comments, commentary, feedback, all that stuff. Again, however you consume us, there are other ways you can find us. If you go to wannabetwithus.com, you can find links to, thanks to our friend Jeff Verlander, you can find links to, or Jeff Vreeland. I'm sorry, I got Verlander on my mind. You can find links to all the different ways you can get us. Spotify, iTunes, Twitter, YouTube. And yeah, we do this 7 days a week. We will be back tomorrow at 11 again. Beltway Ben, let everybody know how it went last night. Not great for me. Awesome for Beltway Ben. And that's the show. Hopefully we came close to some lobsters. Came close to a lot of lobsters, actually. Last night.
A Denny triple-double would do the lobster with ease. A Denny triple. I mean, that's 15
Denny
units right there.
Double would be amazing. Would be amazeballs. I'll gladly settle for the double-double. That'd be a good foundational piece.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the show. You want to bet. We want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.